there are yet those who seek deliverance from ruin.
We ought to choose our next destination based on the movements of the clouds.
Must we run everywhere? You are an impatient one, Arisen.
Let us endeavor to keep up. Though we are less fleet of foot, my curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a moment.
Surely
Go
I'm overdue
on,
a day off.
have a look.
Wearing armor away.
'Tis a queer sensation, as though time's flow has been altered.
Indeed. All we once held to be true is now changed.
Is there no way to return things to how they were before?
Go on, have a look.
Wishing my armor can wait till the morning.
Oft we forget the value of a moment's contemplation.
Somehow my people wish I'd been born a nobleman's son.
No sense travelling when I'm happiest here.
I stopped before a customer comes along.
This crowd's looking for all in particular. Living's hard, but
Is that the best?
You've pushed your luck too far. I'll not take that from you.
Pray calm yourselves, good people. I will have none of this squabbling.
So, Manella, you don't understand. This scoundrel's the one who started it.
No, you don't understand. This is no time for the people of Batal to be quarrelling amongst themselves. We shan't weather this calamity unless we can recall our common purpose and...
False or not, victory
Ah,
is ours.
Sir Arisen. You are returned, I see. The people despair at the state of the world, and that despair easily gives way to anger. I maintain order as best I can, but for every fire I extinguish, it seems 3 more are incited behind my back. But enough of my woes. What brings you here? You wish us to evacuate? Mayhap the idea merits some thought. After all, if we sit on our haunches, it is likely only a matter of time before we share the fate of Mel. Alas, the people of Batal are far from united in purpose at present. Should we proceed, unheeding of their divisions, I fear that our efforts would come undone ere long. With every soul at their wits' end, conflict is like to spark at the slightest provocation. As such, before we take any measures, I would have you walk amongst the people, Sir Arisen. Behold their plight with your own eyes. And should you encounter any discord, pray do aught you can to resolve the people's quarrels and assuage their fears. Such efforts will doubtless allow the evacuation to proceed all the more smoothly. As for me, my work here is far from done. Let us part ways for...
'Tis no mere tavern brawl we are to mediate, Master. Due caution is advised, methinks.
I quite agree.
Come to think of it, oft I find myself wondering how I fared as a fighter.
We meet again. What brings you here today, cuz? Mind if I ask a favor of you, cuz? Thanks, cuz.
Haven't you had enough yet? You're the one who started this.
Stop this nonsense, the pair of you.
You're just riding on your father's coattails.
You slander my honor, sir. This is no business of yours. Be gone!
Now, Narborough, let's not be too hasty. If we are to duel, we ought to have a... Otherwise, who's to say the victor fought with honor?
Aye, true enough. Without a witness, either of us could simply kill... Well, sir, what say you? Will you watch over us while I take this scoundrel to task? This knave dared to slight my honor. He said my swordsmanship was hardly fit to wound a training dummy. The bloody nerve of him.
And I'd say it again. 'Twas your dear father's patronage that made you a sentinel, not your own skill.
Very well. I'll not force the issue, but do keep back, lest you become entangled in the fray.
Ah! Let us settle this! Whoop.
Stay back, lest you get caught in the fray.
Have you lost your wits? Keep your distance!
Keep back! Do not wish to injure you.
How dare you interrupt a battle between honorable opponents?
Such humiliation shan't go unanswered. You will suffer.
Violate the sanctity of our duel? Look at us, putting our...
I ought to thank you.
Aye, consider your lesson well taught. Methinks
I was most surprised when you intervened in their duel. Did you aim to temper their pride by proving neither your equal?
Mayhap 'twas somewhat overdone, but no matter.
A customer then. That changes things.
Oi! I saw it first. Pfft, trust a flea-ridden hide to take it all for himself.
Why must I share with a fangless one? This is no more your food than Batal is your land.
You there! You couldn't have come at a better time. Put this upstart in his place for me, won't you? Go on, lay into him. If that's what you think, why don't you mind your own business?
All right, clear off. Pretty work. I'll not take that from you.
You'll get what's coming to you. Oi, you trying to nick our dinner? Aye, you'd better run.
I must be losing my nerve.
Oh, look, I don't stand for this.
I don't fancy my chances.
Consider me unimpressed.
Fie, that hurts!
We're done for.
I ne'er stood a chance.
Have
I'm not
faith,
too proud
and you
to
shall
scarp up.
prevail.
Well met.
I've had well enough of your nitpicking.
I reckon the world would be better off without you.
Oi, you! Don't go poking your nose in our business. This is between us.
Aye, leave off or we'll... I'm done for.
You can do this! I believe in you. That's the last straw.
Draw upon your inner strength.
Of course not.
Nothing I
You
can't.
take me for a fool. A nightmare. That's the last straw.
Suppose this is a fitting end of this job like me. Hope this job plays out better than the last. Want to lend a hand?
I'm in no mood for talk.
Is there naught I could have done? What's the matter with you? Hey? Fine, fine. We'll set our squabble aside for today, so bother us no more.
Well met. When does my watch end? Can I spend my
What should I do?
Sir Arisen, on account of your actions, word is spreading among the citizenry that any who squabble will be struck down. As such, the evacuation, however, as 'twas I who, though I cannot help but wonder. At any rate, I pray you to return to Empress Nadinia and apprise...
What say we report back to Empress Nadinia? Her Majesty ought to be willing to commence the evacuation now. No quarrel here.
I happen to understand Elvish, Master. I expect you'll find my talents useful should we encounter another speaker.
I know precisely when a curative is needed, Master. You'll never fall in battle so long as...
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently. 'Tis no mere tavern brawl we are to mediate, Master. I cannot begin to fathom what happened during our time apart. Though I was unconscious, I could always sense your presence arisen. And so my faith in our bond remains steadfast.
'Twas an ordeal indeed, and there is much for us to ponder. But for now, we must find a means to forge ahead.
I know not what to call it, but a miracle. Empress Nadinia has returned to us from beyond the veil of death. Her Majesty has begun her supplications. She prays for the world to be delivered from its doom. I must ask you to wait till she has finished, ere you seek an audience with her.
One of our ministers informs us that you have been espied in the city, resolving the people's troubles. You have our gratitude for your efforts, which have doubtless bettered the fate of this nation, and your journey continues, does it not? We wish you good fortune on your travels.
Pray excuse the interruption, Your Majesty, but I fear time is upon us. I would see you prepared for the road ahead.
Indeed. Forgive us, but we must take our leave. Farewell.
Batal and the rest town are now safely evacuated. I am certain we can rely upon Simonella to keep the peace.
Outstanding.
Is all to miss.
Whatever 'tis you need, I shall gladly oblige. You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait a moment.
can't stay here.
Say, have I seen you around?
Seems like everyone always wants something. There's no hope left for me.
Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but not one of us can wield bows or magic, I see.
We shall simply have to overwhelm the enemy with our might. As if things will ever be so simple.
Here we are, in the blink of an eye. Shall we take stock of our surroundings?
Thanks, cuz. Take this. For your...
Need anything? Stop by again soon.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case.
Since times of eld. Remember, draconic blood flows. The veins of lesser drakes as well. Bring me what you need. Then I bid ye farewell.
Come take a look. You'll be glad you did. Do come again.
from bad to worse. Dread to think what this place does not have long left, I fear. I'd gladly accompany you, believe me. But the others here? Well, suffice to follow me. You'll see what I mean.
Why, 'tis a treasure in the truest sense.
How exciting! My heart is fit to burst.
Tis locked, Arisen. Let us return once we've the key in hand.
'Tis a jail of sorts, this place. A compound where we set captured pawns to work. They were supposed to be digging up old ruins or some such. I confess, I don't know all of it.
Gathering materials makes for dull work indeed. Prickling in my spot.
Well, here you have it. They've been like this for a month straight now. They refuse to leave. You might as well try talking to a wall. You'd have more luck. I know they don't die like we do, but it seems cruel to abandon them here, all the same. I never wanted to be here, you know, taking part in all of this. I suppose that's why I can't bring myself to leave them behind. Either that, or the current state of... At any rate, I've tried everything I can think of to get them out, but naught's done any good. I'm at rather a loss.
The command came a month ago or more. We are to remain here, and so we...
I implore you, Arisen. Take me with...
So they're staying here because they were ordered to remain. And they told you that, did they? Strange. I couldn't get a word out of them. I wonder why they saw fit to speak with you. But never mind that. More importantly, you've given me an inkling of the problem at hand. It was the Overseer's doing, methinks. When the world changed, that craven up and ran for his life. But on his way out, he used that artifact they call the God's Way to command the pawns to protect him. I expect that order of his is what the pawns were referring to. But why would they continue to obey when the man is long gone? Unless... Listen, friend. I've a thought. What say you have a look around and see what you can... If the Overseer's command is indeed still in effect, it could be that he is lurking somewhere not far from here. Use that key to have a look around. It should open any doors you come across. Best keep your eyes peeled for the Overseer as well.
Pawns need only obey the true Arisen. I suspect one of those spelled artifacts employed at the coronation is at work here.
Is as you say. It appears to be locked, and we've no key. Should we try breaking it down?
Nothing short of an ogre could breach that door. We're better off looking for the key.
Peruse at your leisure, sir. Do you come again?
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
These were necessary expenses, mind. No use clinging to every last coin.
So the pawns were being held here by the power of this god sway. Now they ought be free to make good their escape.
Not a bad idea.
Peruse at your leisure, sir.
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
So, there was naught left. I'll wager he thought to take the pawns with. He always was a spiteful old goat. At any rate, I'm well grateful for your aid, friend. Now that the pawns are I only hope they'll heed my words as they have yours. But I'm not worried. I'll find a way to reach them in time, no doubt. My word. Isn't this... With this, I'll be able to guide the pawns to the refuge without... Now there's no chance of any of them being left behind. Seems I've no end of things to thank you for, my friend. I appreciate all you've done here. I'll get the pawns to safety, don't...
'Tis strange to think a god's sway would be used to guide my brethren to safety. After all the woe they have caused us.
A resounding success.
This is clearly designed to carry us somewhere. It could prove useful.
This seems useful. Twould be a shame not to employ it to our advantage.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say. That was impeccably timed, Arisen.
This oxguard was beset by assailants it could not shake. And this is the result.
The roads are hardly safe.
Careful now. We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness. Are you alright? Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and weary.
Feeling weary? Not me. I dare say I could lift an ox.
As you wish. I shall return directly. Those are not mere clouds. They seem to possess a will of their own.
Extinguish them. Much is unclear. I cannot afford to remain idle.
Let us see what you're made of!
This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Shall we make them rue their own impatience?
You've a knack for drawing the enemy, Arisen.
Violin.
Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but some masters rearrange their party at the drop of a hat. One such Arisen dismissed me after only half a day of service. Now there's a thought. You'll not live to regret this! picking things up, aren't you?
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
My protection. Lo, a ballista. Let us make use of
Not another flying foe! I'm apt to get quick in my neck!
Lion.
The fire must be put out near our comrade Earth.
I am perfectly capable of making such decisions for myself.
That was incredible. Never have I encountered such a strategy. Unbelievable. Power surges within me.
Are we leaving already? Bother. I was just getting warmed up.
You've been doused in oil. You must steer clear of fire. Mayhap it's time you use your lantern, Master.
The Battalion Knights use this place to train.
You're not one of us, so I cannot imagine you've any business being here. Pray, leave us in peace. Oh? You believe we ought to evacuate? Well, you've traveled far indeed to deliver these tidings. Farther, I dare say, than anyone would go for the sake of an idle jest. If we must leave, we shall have to begin preparations at once. But I think we're a bit short on hands to attend to all that must be done. In fact, there's a rather delicate matter that I could use some help with. The blacksmith and his wife dwell on the encampment outskirts. Might you escort them here, so that they can join the evacuation? The smith, Gustavo, is a man of good sense. But as for his wife, well, suffice to say, Cleuna has always been a contentious sort. She'd have naught to do with us, given the choice, and isn't likely to take kindly to the arrival of any of my knights on her door. I can only hope that she will be more willing to listen to you, a third party, as 'twere. And while you're taking care of that, I will see to it that the encampment is made ready to depart with all due haste.
I remember the blacksmith and his lady wife well. I only hope we can convince them to join the evacuation.
I suppose 'tis so.
I'd love to talk. You're no soldier, are you? I'd not recommend camping. You'll awake neath a blanket of ash. I can give you a roof over your head at least. Always a pleasure.
There's a ladder here.
I've weapon. Truth be told, I'm of half a mind to pack up and leave. What with the volcano growing more active of late as well.
Much obliged. Quite the sum of gold we just spent. 'Tis clear the Arisen is no miser.
You know, I'd not recommend camping. You'll awake neath a blanket of ash. I can give you a roof over your... have at least. Always a pleasure.
The world's gone topsy-turvy. Aren't expecting to fare so well after getting cut open.
Now here's out of interest, a ballista.
It is not how we use this, but when that counts. I imagine it would be most beneficial in combat.
Don't see that every day. I imagine my master would faint were I to return beyond the rift with it.
I'd hasten home, were this not my duty.
A rare material. What a pretty bit of fortune.
We ought to be wary of misplacing it.
Truly?
An appropriate choice arisen. I'll gladly take the lead.
Ox carts aren't operating anymore, are they? 'Tis perfectly understandable, albeit rather inconvenient.
Will the day ever come when
There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master. You're well fond of picking things up, aren't you?
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
It would seem our fight is not yet done.
If battle cannot be avoided, just fight or die.
Very well. I must.
Arisen! Are you alright?
I'm sure you mean well. I just happen to know better.
That was thrilling. I did not know I could feel so alive. That's quite a large boulder. But methinks 'twill budge if we combine our strength.
I say we give it a push and see what happens.
Down your arms before you're hurt.
Feeling weary? Not me. I dare say I could lift an ox.
Would have me lead. Consider it done.
Most impressive, Master. When tarred, be sure to avoid open flame. You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait right there. Yes, Master. I shall hasten to your aid.
I feel nigh invincible!
It takes a strange ilk to elect to dwell in such hinterlands as these.
'Tis a lonely place, to be sure.
Hope you weren't expecting mercy. Excellent. Just what I was hoping for.
There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master. An exemplary performance.
Let us try for the same result with our next attack. We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Well now, whatever brings you here? These are perilous times to be wandering. You'd have us evacuate with the encampment? I am touched by your kindness, friend, but we'll manage on our own. I couldn't bear to be pressed in among those crowds.
Now, I'll hear none of that. I'll see you to safety, my dear. Come, besides, I should hope this good soul has earned your trust by now. After all that goodwill and the long trek out here to warn us, we'd seem mighty...
Oh, very well, my love, if you insist. Would you be so kind as to escort us to our destination?
Let us see our charges to the encampment. But be mindful, the path seems much changed since last we walked it.
A resounding success.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
this party are women all.
And I've no objections.
Materials, eh? I shan't deny, they have their uses.
You're well fond of picking things up, aren't you?
I've just had a thought. Forgive my asking, but you seem to bear quite a few scars. Has your road been a difficult one?
They are a record of the many battles I have fought by my master's side. I would not change a one.
Living's hard, but dreams are free, they say. Now here's sort of...
You know, soldier, I'd not recommend camping. You'll awake neath a blanket of ash. I can give you a roof over your head at least. Always a pleasure.
Well met. I've wept, truth be told. I'm of half a mind to pack up and leave. What with the volcano growing more active of late as well.
Much obliged. Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Browsing was enough to scrap...
You're no soldier, are you? I'd not recommend camping. You'll awake neath a blanket of ash. I can give you a roof over your head at least.
Getting proper rest is an important duty in its own right.
When I think of my travels, 'tis a...
Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Off we go then. Shall we get... Should you need to communicate in Elvish, pray call upon me. I would be only too glad to assist.
Come over, you Arisen!
This looks as if it'll take us someplace further afield. How we use it is at our discretion.
I'm once more in your care, Arisen.
The failing was mine as well. We shall both have to be more careful.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently.
Well, here we are. How long before the evacuation begins, I wonder?
Would you find Ser Ernesto and tell him we've arrived? Let him know that we'll wait here till the time comes.
Sir, I implore you to reconsider. Surely you can see that the situation is dire.
How many times must I say it? I'll not be ordered about. Not by ye, not by it. Now bugger off and leave me alone.
Ah, good. You're back. I'm afraid there's another matter for which I must beg your assistance. It concerns the fellow I was just speaking with. Sir Lamond, his name is. The man's something of a regular at our hot springs. I sought him out to tell him of the evacuation, but he has flatly refused to join us. I must confess, I'm at a loss as to how I might convince him. Could I prevail upon you to try your hand? At this point, methinks anything I say will fall on deaf ears.
Sir Lamond is as mighty as 100 soldiers. It would be reassuring to have his aid. Shall we speak with him?
I suppose 'tis so.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service? Fancy meeting ye here, cuz. Did you want something? Not this again. I'm here to live my life as I see fit. I'll not be ordered about by anyone. Not even ye. Now that you mention it, that lot do seem a bit hopeless. Reckon there's a fair chance they'll fall head first into their graves before they've even seen their destination. Aye, fine. I'll get it done. Seeing as you're the one asking. Can't say I'm happy about leaving this place behind, but you've my word. I'll get them to safety.
He seems to have acquiesced. Sir Ernesto will be thrilled to hear it, I'm sure. I suppose 'tis so? Are you so eager to chat with me? I thought we did enough of that on the road.
All told, I'm rather satisfied.
I happen to understand Elvish, Master. I expect you'll find my talents useful should we encounter another speaker.
Methinks we've earned a brief repose. What say you, Arisen?
A grand adventure awaits us. I just know it.
It is a mechanism for hauling freight, and it looks as if it could bear a significant load.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support.
I know precisely when a curative is needed, Master. You'll never fall in battle so long as I'm around. Let us work together to honor the Arisen's...
Tis a ballista, Arisen.
I cannot thank you enough for all you've done. We shall fare much better on the road with Sir Lamont's arm to defend us. 'Twill be slow going, mind. We have wounded whom we must accommodate. Yet, come what may, I swear to see them all to safety.
The people of Volcanic Island are evacuated. May they make it through the impending chaos intact.
There's no great shock to me.
You're no soldier, are you? I'd not recommend camping. You'll awake neath a blanket of ash. I can give you a roof over your... at least. Always a pleasure.
Fancy a gander? I find good. I've weapons to sell. Truth be told, I'm of half a mind to pack up and leave. What with the volcano? Much obliged. well enough. Where to next?
Since times of eld, remember, draconic blood flows. The veins of lesser drakes as well. Bring me what's... Ye reap. Then I bid ye farewell.
I do so enjoy stocking up on supplies. Gold makes the world go round. I quite agree.